Please save all queefs for before or after the episode. Welcome to the plus size section. Trigger warning, queefing. Oh god.
I have a funny haha story about a queef if you want it. Well, what my husband thought a queef was.
Immediately begin. Let's talk about what Jax thought a queef was and start.
So, okay. Content warning. Talking about bodily functions. For real. But, so anyone that owns a vagina, and I don't know if this is exclusively a fat thing, but if you have a vagina and this has happened to you, you'll know what the fuck I'm talking about. When you're sitting, and it's like, you have to fart, right? Like an actual OG fart. And you go, and it, like, goes up into your vagina, like your vag hole. And then you're like, oh my god, I have a fart inside of me. In the wrong hole, so you have to push it out. And I don't know how this even fucking came up. This was in, like, the last week. But Jax thought that's what a queef was, and I'm like, no! He thought really? That was, like, an actual flatulent. And I'm like, no, that's just air. Like, this is not a queef. This is...
Oh my god. I thought that's what a queef was, too.
I did not!
Hayley, do I not know what a queef is?
This just in, folks. Okay, apparently this is not widespread news. A queef is just when air gets caught up in your puth. Up in that puthy.
Yeah.
It can be because of position, or, but it's not a fart. It's just air that kind of gets, from the motion of the ocean, it just gets stuck up in there.
Oh my god, I thought you were gonna drop the most, like, hidden, occult, like, welcome, gather round, children, as we tell you the origin of a queef. Like,
apparently I did. Because you and Jax were on the same page. You both thought it was fucking farts.
I thought it, because I'm telling you,
like
sometimes, sometimes I'll be sitting and I'll go to fart and it will just go, you know what, we're actually going to take the express lane. Then we're going to,
I feel like we're two, like, 15-year-old boys with a podcast right now. We're just talking about farts.
I'm glad you did the trigger warning earlier. Like, who knew this episode would be about queefing?
Talking about queefs and butt toots. Alright.
Okay. Alright, everybody. We have a palate cleanser for you all. I know that last week's episode was pretty intense, kind of a heavy-hitting topic. So this week we are doing funny, yet not ha-ha funny. Am I the assholes on Reddit? We're going to give our fat perspective on these topics dealing with fatness. We don't live on Reddit. I'm going to speak for myself. I don't live on Reddit, and I don't know if these are good Reddit stories or not, but I literally typed in, am I the asshole subreddit, searched fat, and this is what came up. And surprisingly, a lot of these came up as like, no, you're not the asshole. And I'm like, you know what? As a fat person, I'm going to answer this. Like, do I feel if this person is the asshole? Okay, I'm going to go because I pulled in Erica from the Judgies. I don't know if you've listened to them yet. I love the Judgies. I love that podcast. And I took screenshots like Erica does. Okay. All right.
Screenshots of the article?
Yeah, of the Reddit post.
Okay.
Of the story, yeah. Okay. Okay. Am I the asshole for telling someone they are too fat for a massage? Okay,
I already know who I'm siding with.
Okay, hold on. I, 25 male, work as a masseur for a somewhat small spa and have been doing for 3 years. This week, I had to do something I never done before, and that is turn someone away. What happened was that we had a group booking for 4 people. As per usual, I grabbed the questionnaire and waiver for the client I was going to take. When I saw her, I became concerned as she was clearly over 400 pounds. Aside from the weight capacity, I wasn't sure if she would have been able to fit on the table, but I put that concern aside. For sake of safety, I decided to weigh her, with the result being that she was 465. With the table's capacity being 495, I decided not to risk it. In the most polite way I could, I told her that for safety, I can't service her. As an alternative, I offered our other services where her weight wouldn't be an issue. Unfortunately, she was too upset / embarrassed, and as a result, she and her group decided to cancel their appointments. Because of this, 3 of my colleagues absolutely hate my guts now. All they believe I can't speak. I can't read clearly. They all believe that I should have been much more accommodating for her. Am I the asshole?
Hell yes, you're the asshole. Go fuck yourself.
Overall vote is not the asshole. I know. I cannot tell you how
blow the top off of this vocal register with how mad I am right now.
I cannot tell you how cringe these comments are of like, safety first. You're not the asshole. You were
my dick.
Like, I'm a masseur, and it's also the weight of you putting your weight on the table. Like, honestly, first of all, yes, you're the asshole, dude. I'm gonna be honest. The fact that you and like the comments were saying, like, could you imagine if the table had broken during the massage? One, shut the fuck up. Okay. That, as a fat person, I can't tell you how many times I've sat in a chair and prayed to God it would not break. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Fear we all have as fat people. You already know that this person, being the heaviest of the group, clearly already felt anxious, already felt isolated. But the fact that, and I don't know, I'm not trying to assume that they might have pulled them aside and stuff like that and said, like, hey, like, how about you communicate with the fucking fat person like they're a person? All right. I'm going to put myself in this person's shoes. I'm going to put myself in this person's shoes and say, like, they're just trying to cover their ass, right? But it doesn't state in the post if they pulled this person aside or not. I'm gonna, I'm not trying to assume, but the fact that they say, like, they were too embarrassed makes me feel like they didn't pull them aside. And, like, I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments if you ever hear this. But you could have had a conversation of, like, hey, my table weight capacity is 495. I'm weighing you because I'm concerned about your safety, but you're clearly underweight, so we can continue. Oh, I hit my mic. Sorry, everybody. So we can continue if you would like, but just know that I'm a little nervous, and if something happens with the table, like, I'm letting you know that this could be an option, right? Like this could happen because of your weight. And I just want to talk about it. Like, have a conversation. The fact that they immediately were like, no, I can't do this for you. I'm not going to do this because of your weight is like insane to me. And I know in the post they say like, oh, like I offered them like other services that didn't have to do with their weight. Like, come on.
It doesn't fucking matter.
It doesn't matter.
The damage is done.
It's done. It's done. And like, I would love your opinion on it because I'm already a little heated about it. Like, yes, you're the fucking asshole. I'm going to be honest. Like, I'm glad everybody hates your guts. You alienated an already alienated person.
Yeah. My thing, like, he's absolutely the asshole. My thing about it, who the fuck in their right mind thinks it's a good idea to pull out a scale and weigh a customer of any size in a public setting? Like, even if the person in question was like 265 pounds or 165, I'd be like, what is wrong with you? Like, it's just weird. But the other thing about it, this person was under the weight limit.
Yes.
And the reason that I'm sure I know this is because I grew up fat and I've been fat. The weight limits, like 495 pounds, is not the point that it would like shatter into kindling if you had someone sit on it that's 496 pounds.
Right.
That's the weight that's the highest weight that it's a like 100% safe at, or like as a high percentage of safety is reasonable.
Right.
Someone that's 500 pounds could lay on it.
Oh,
it's just after that weight, you are like, they're not liable for anything that happens.
Right.
So there was nothing stopping this dude. I'm assuming it's a dude because this sounds like some men shit.
Yeah, they said 25 male. So yeah, they identify as male.
This sounds like some 25-year-old male shit.
Right.
Like, I'm just trying to follow the rules and ends up being a fucking asshole.
Right. Like, you knew as soon as that fat-bodied person walked in to your massage, to your place of work, that you were going to be fatphobic. Like, the minute they walked in, you were like, this is a super big person. It's just not going to work out, to the point where I'm going to, publicly make them feel like absolute crap. I'm going to pull out a scale, even though I'm not a physician, right? Like, I'm used to dissociating at the doctors. Like, they're going to weigh you. And I love those TikToks where they're like, you don't have to get weighed. Like, I love that. Thank you for spreading that message, because I can't tell you, like, how many times I've hopped on that scale being like, completely dissociated from the situation, right? You could go for a flu and they're going to fucking weigh you. Like, could you imagine being like in a group of people where you're the biggest person, clearly, because you're the isolated one that this post is talking about, and then like literally getting put on a scale in front of people, or knowing people know that you're getting weighed? Like, I would be so mortified that
that would like ruin probably my month.
Oh, absolutely. Mental health down the drain.
Are you ready for this one?
Okay, I'm gonna immerse myself. All right, go.
Am I the asshole for describing my wife as fat to our young children?
Yes, you're disgusting. I'm sorry, continue.
My wife, 41, and myself, 44M, both work in education and believe in properly explaining things to our children, 4F and 5M. We have agreed to never use "because I said so" reasoning with them. My wife is unfortunately around 3 stone overweight, which is about 45 pounds. So 45 pounds overweight. Her weight has crept up gradually since having the kids, and I don't think she was even aware of this gain until I gently raised the subject with her last year. She agreed she needs to remedy this. Since then, we have worked together to shift the excess weight, and I'm proud to say she's lost around 10 pounds.
I'm proud
but she still has a lot of work to do to reach her target weight. She is best at sticking to her diet if there is no temptation around. So for Easter, I got her flowers instead of an egg. She seemed happy with this. Then yesterday, my children were arguing over a missing Easter egg, each accusing the other of eating it. I knew instantly what had happened.
Oh my god.
I asked my wife to tell the children where the egg, parentheses, which was quite big, had really gone, and she admitted that she had eaten it.
God forbid.
My son, whose egg it was very upset and confused and asked his mom why she had eaten it. My wife replied that she would replace it, which would be impossible as it's now after Easter.
Oh, it's just impossible to find a chocolate egg after Easter. I mean, it's a one in a lifetime moment. I mean,
I pointed out that she had not answered the question our son had asked. He was very upset and he kept asking why she had stolen his egg. I felt it was unfair she hadn't properly answered this as he was getting more distressed. My wife completely threw me under the bus here and said, because I wanted chocolate, but Daddy didn't get me an egg.
facts. I was not throwing you under a bus. That's literally what happened. Continue.
Right? They already know the importance of healthy eating, so I explained that Mummy was not wanting to eat too much sugar. Several "but why" questions down the line, I finally said, because Mommy is fat and needs to work on this by not eating sweets.
I left my body. I'm not even here. I've left my body at this point.
Oh, it continues.
No!
I used the word fat because my sister is fat and always says it is not a shameful thing and she prefers to be described this way. She says to not use the word implies there is something wrong with being fat.
Okay.
I probably was an asshole to presume my wife would feel the same way about this term.
Yes.
And I wonder if I should have said overweight instead.
How about you not comment on your wife's body at all? Continue.
My wife hasn't spoken to me since this and has seemed very upset. I feel terrible for upsetting her, but I think she was wrong to have taken our little boy's Easter egg without asking, and wrong to have blamed me for her actions. Bro, it's still going.
Are you serious? I think you're wrong to the fact that your wife wanted one freaking chocolate egg and you wouldn't give it to her because in your head you think that one tiny piece of food is going to cause her to gain weight. Continue. I'm sorry. I'm leaving my body. Continue.
I regret upsetting her and possibly using the wrong terminology, but I had run out of ways to explain to the children why I hadn't bought my wife an egg. Kids ask too many fucking questions, but I know that's what kids do.
Kids be asking why, how, why. Like, you gotta answer the questions. Continue. You literally could have said, though, because I didn't want to get Mommy an egg because I hate fat people. Like, it would have been so simple.
Not that I advocate lying to children, but he literally could have even said, oh, they only had 2 eggs at the store.
Facts.
A 4-year-old's not gonna know.
Like, oh my god, this is a 4-year-old. Is this real life?
Right. I wouldn't have had to explain why I hadn't bought an egg if she hadn't told them this fact, or indeed if she hadn't eaten the egg to begin with. But I do feel like I might be an asshole for upsetting my wife. Edit. My wife said she didn't want anything for Easter. I felt uncomfortable with this, and so I got her flowers. I don't care about appearance.
Lie.
She has a family history of heart disease.
Shut up.
Including her older brother who died of a cardiac arrest in his 40s. I worry every day about her health.
Shut up.
She watched our 5-year-old accuse his little sister, who was crying, of stealing the egg without admitting she had taken it. Only when I asked outright did she own up. I feel like that's really unfair to both kids, which is why I asked. Oh, geez. Edit 2, please read my comment labeled response to comments in the top thread before replying. Thanks.
Here's the thing. I'm not gonna read your fucking comments. I'm not gonna read your reply. I mean, we are, but you're an asshole.
If I can find it.
1, you're the asshole. So what were the like the top 3 things that stuck out to you about this post? Like what really why did it make it the cut?
So, of course, there's a recurring theme on Reddit that whenever it's like an "Am I the asshole because fat?" question, I feel like it's most of the time it's a dude asking.
Absolutely. Yep. Continue.
Like, just, of course, pulling fat women into a conversation where we didn't ask to be. But, like, I feel like I can say she probably should not have eaten her kid's egg, but having binge eating disorder and like being in recovery for that, like if your willpower or like whatever, like if you're that tempted that you can't have anything in the house and something like that is there, like of course that fucking happened. Yeah. It's better to just get her own egg so she can experience that rather than being like, I'm not going to eat it, and then fucking breaking down and doing it. Right. Because then there's the shame. Like, right. You know, she probably shouldn't have taken that from her kid, but he should have just gotten her a fucking egg in the first place.
Right. And instead of saying, like, because mommy's fat, it could have easily been, like, her being like, hey, if she felt safe and supported in this space, she could have said, hey, mommy has, you know, some cravings that she's unable to deny right now. She's working on it, to the point where she did take something that wasn't hers. And I'm really sorry about that. I'm really sorry that I did this. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get you something else that you like. But mommy is going to try really hard in the future to make sure that if she does have those cravings, that she's able to satisfy those with her own property. I'm really sorry I upset you. But because this isn't a safe freaking space, he's like, oh, because mommy's a cow, Timmy. Because mommy's a cow. This is why this happened.
Mommy's a bit fat, innit?
Mommy a bit heavy-waisted, ain't she? Like, is this real life? Like, are you kidding me right now? Are you the asshole? You're absolutely the asshole. Yeah. You told a 4-year-old who you don't know what their body size is going to be like. Like, you're already giving everyone a complex right now that the reason his candy was eaten is because mommy's a freaking fatty. Like,
that was the other reason it made the cut, because it's like information that those little kids did not need.
Right.
Like they are not, they shouldn't be, I feel like they shouldn't be told that stuff, period, but like especially the age that they are, they do not understand. They don't have the capacity to fully understand all of that. Right. They're hearing mommy's fat and fat is bad.
Right. And I love the the precursor of like, well, we don't tell our kids because I say so. Right. Like, I get that. Like, I hate hearing that from parents too, but like, are you kidding me with what you did tell them? And the whole thing was cringe of like, I'm really proud of the work she's done. And she knows that she's put on weight from growing humans. God forbid.
I don't believe that she didn't notice. She knew she gained weight.
There's no way.
The chance is extremely small that she had no idea.
Come on. Like, you don't know your wife.
And if she really had no idea, then there's clearly some other mental health issues that are going on. If you're that checked out that you just don't notice something like that.
Right, no, I can't.
Maybe treat your wife like a person with feelings. Right.
Maybe focus on if you're able to give her an orgasm before you focus on her weight.
Oh!
Like, I'm sorry, like, honestly, like, I'm so sorry, but, like, no. The whole thing was so cringe. Is this real life? Talking about, oh, we're both working on it. Like, she knows, like, I had to let her know she gained weight. Like, I promise, buddy, when she tried to put on those pants and they didn't fit right, society immediately told her that she was disgusting. It's kind of your job to let her know that she's not. Like, it's not your job,
Yeah.
but you could definitely assist. Like, I'll take that back. It's not your job, but like, you can assist in understanding that, like, people's bodies change. And
Especially after having kids. Like, she grew two
God,
whole humans.
two whole humans. Could you imagine, like, as both of our bodies have changed, like, I'm a yo-yo, a professional yo-yoer in the house, okay? Like, I gain, I lose, I gain, I lose, I walk the dog, I come back, like. And my husband has always been supportive no matter what size I am. He will grab a saggy titty, he will grab a full titty, okay? It does not matter to him. It does not matter to him. He's always made my body feel beautiful and loved because it's more than the body. So when we get stories like that, we read stories of like that, of like, it's like, dude, like, send me a picture of what you look like immediately. Let me know if your hairline is not receding. If you, like, I want a photo ID. Send me your driver's license right now. Right now. So I can so we can comment on your appearance and how you didn't realize. Anyways, I'm heated. Okay, let's move on. I'm not being healthy. All right.
Your turn. We're getting toxic tonight, ladies.
We're getting toxic tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Yep, and they thems. All right.
I even hate the term ladies. I cannot believe that rolled off the tongue with such ease.
I don't mind it. Like, I like it. I think because growing up in, like, the queer community, it was always said by queer people of, like, let's go, ladies. Like, it's not even, like, cisgendered women. It's, like, anyone. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what, it's like anybody, you know.
Totally different experience over here. It was that I needed to act like a lady. And I'm like, I ain't no fucking lady.
I can last a whole Frank Ocean song in the bedroom. I'm a man. I'm sorry. I can't. I don't even know why. Okay.
Who's bragging about lasting 3.5 minutes?
That's what I'm saying. Okay.
They call me the gangster of love.
I am the motion in the ocean. All right. Okay. I'm sorry. It's because I was looking at TikTok, all that drama, Frank Ocean, and, like, it's in my head. Okay.
You're going to have to tell me about that afterwards.
Oh my God. It's like a whole thing. Okay. Emma the asshole for telling my friend's girlfriend I thought she was a little fat.
This one's in my list. I'm glad you're doing this one.
Okay. My best friend, 22 male, his girlfriend, 22, and I, 21 male, pattern here. We're hanging out in his basement after smoking a bowl together. Explicit warning content. She asked him unprompted, babe, do you think I'm fat? Nick, being the dutiful boyfriend, responded, of course not, babe. She then turned to me and asked, OP, that's weird that he referred to himself as OP, but I'm going to continue. OP, do you think I'm fat? Now, here's the thing. I strive to be a very candid person. I will not hesitate to speak my truth because I believe it's almost always better to be frank with people than to tiptoe around what you actually feel. In my experience, avoiding the truth often leads to confusion and or pain. Of course, I don't want to be an asshole. So if I'm going to say something that I think could be taken poorly, I try to be nice. I try to be as nice as possible while also remaining candid. I don't find his girlfriend very fat. I definitely wouldn't call her obese or anything. I can't breathe. But a little chubby?
I'm sorry. The way your inflection on some of these words is just sending me. I love it so much.
I'm trying to read it very, like, as the character. I knew if I told her this directly, she'd want my honest opinion. Oh, wait, no, sorry. I skipped ahead because I don't know how to read. I knew if I told her this directly, she'd probably get upset. So I asked her in response, do you want my honest opinion? She said she did, so I gave it. My exact words were, I'd like to preface this by saying that in no way affects how I view you as a person. I don't think that weight is a good measure of who someone is.
Okay.
That being said.
Oh, no. Or nor.
A little bit, yes.
It's like it's not funny, but it's like the sweetest little, like, oh, you're wonderful just as you are, but yeah, you fat. Like,
But,
what
like,
are you doing?
Actually, you have excess body weight that makes you disgusting, but I don't think that's a reflection of who you are as a person. Okay. She got really quiet.
Better than some dudes on Reddit, I'll say that.
That's for sure. She got really quiet and it was kind of awkward. I was about to leave anyway, so I went home soon after. Like, I was about to head out anyway, so, like, I dipped. I was out of fucking there. Later, her boyfriend texts me and says I really upset her and I owe her an apology for what I said. I don't think I did anything wrong. The way I see it, she asked for my honest opinion and I gave it. Just because she didn't like my opinion, just because she didn't like what my opinion was, doesn't mean I was wrong to give it. Fishing for compliments doesn't always go the way you want. I've gone to other impartial friends, both men and women, to get their opinions, and they've been pretty split. So I'm asking Reddit, am I the asshole?
I'm gonna have to go with everyone sucks here. She was absolutely asking that from a place of insecurity, and they were all young, right? Like, all of them were well under 25.
Yeah, they're all young.
So, like, a general rule of thumb is to not ask questions that you don't want to know the answer to. Oh, yeah. That's why she sucks. Yeah. You know, everyone has those, you know, everyone who grows up in a society has those fears of, like, oh my God, am I, like, super fat? Especially, you know, people who are fat phobic. They're terrified of being fat. And in that moment, she was looking for reassurance. But why are you going to, like, someone who is not your partner and, like you said, doesn't owe you the reassurance? Why are you asking him that? And then, dude, like, nice of you to butter up this insult that you're about to serve her. Like, glad you didn't just fucking raw dog it and be like, yeah, you fat, but, like,
yeah,
sometimes
they did. They slipped a condom on. They were responsible. They did. they did safe offensive.
Yeah, I really don't think that he was trying to be hurtful, but it doesn't change the fact that it fucking hurt.
Yeah.
And, you know, she did not deserve to feel that way.
No.
There, you know, I don't know if there's really a good way to answer that truthfully, but everybody sucks.
Everybody sucks.
Except for the boyfriend.
Yeah, except for the boyfriend. Like, I think even as someone that, like, we have this podcast, I'm trying to be so body neutral, like, waking up to a comment that's like, hey, like, I found where Free Willy got released, you know, in referring to me.
What?
It's kind of, oh yeah, like, my comments are filtered to the gods, but, and honestly, it's for mental health, because, like, I'm aware that I am fat. I see myself in the mirror. What I'm not aware of is why people feel the need to make me feel bad about it. So, it's something that, like, even if I did all the right things, something would still be wrong with me to these people.
Mm-hmm.
And, so waking up and seeing comments like that and just being ridiculed for being fat, like, it takes a mental toll on you. And I think
Absolutely.
that's really, like, for me, when people are scared to be fat, like, I get it, but it's like they're scared to receive the amount of ridicule and cruelty that comes with being fat. With, like, that's the fear, not only of, like, not being attractive to other people, stuff like that, right? The other fears that come with, like, what society has programmed you. But honestly, like, as a non-fat person, how cruel you are to fat people. And it's like that fear of being given that, being treated like that, is so deep that it's like, I feel like this girl was like, was honestly just wanting to feel hot. And, like, I get it. We all want to feel hot. Like, I bet you were just trying to feel sexy, girl. Like, you're probably just trying to, like, have your moment. And you just asked the wrong person who didn't have any attraction to you and was like, yeah, like, to be honest, you're kind of fat. And that response sucks. Like, he sucks for that response. And you suck for, I guess,
the question.
I guess, like, we've all, like, I'm not gonna sit here and say that I haven't had pick me moments. Like, oh god, I've had the pick me moments.
I feel like that's how I know. That's how
yeah,
I know
yeah.
You don't ask that question.
You don't,
I
right?
Around like, and found out.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, girl, like, it sucks that you needed that validation and you didn't get it, but, like, now we know to have, like, a private conversation with the person that does find us attractive, that does show us that love, because, like, the friend doesn't give a shit. All right. Anyways, you're up next. We're drowning in time right now. I feel like everyone's tuned out by now. There's no way.
Oh, it's
probably, maybe, possibly last up. We got Hayley.
Oh, let's see.
Let us know in the comments if you would like longer episodes. Right now, we don't know how long we need them to be.
All right. Am I the asshole for not letting my wife eat what she wants to?
Yes. Immediately. You suck. You're terrible. You shouldn't even have a wife. I'm sorry, continue.
Like, do I need to read the story?
Yes, read it. I'm sorry, continue.
All right. My 30 male wife, 29F, has a case of type 2 diabetes that runs in her genes.
Is she type 2 diabetic? Continue. Oh my god. Okay, continue.
Even though my wife knows that she has diabetes, she doesn't seem to care at all that she has diabetes. She has been on a strict medication that her doctor has set her, which has been... This sentence is a travesty. Which has been some foods, and she's not allowed to eat fried, sugary stuff, as this will raise her sugar levels. Yesterday, I went to the shop, and she came with me, and I bought what we needed to get, and she just followed along with me. As we are at the till, another non-American story, she says that she needs to go to the toilet and will meet me outside. When I'm done with paying, I go outside only to see my wife opening a pack of Haribos, the gummy bears, I'm guessing.
Yeah, Haribo.
Which the doctor says she's not allowed to eat. I quickly run over before she opens it, and I grab it out of her hand and throw it in the bin. She starts getting angry, saying that I'm a bitch and an overprotective motherfucker, and she starts crying, almost saying how it's not fair how she's not allowed to eat sweets. I tell her to stop and say that I cannot let her eat that. She grabs my keys for my car, and she drives away, leaving me at the shop. I call her over and over and she doesn't pick up. I'm absolutely furious at her and start walking home. As soon as I'm home, I see her eating fried food on the sofa, and I grab the food out of her hand, saying that you cannot eat that. I
Oh my
also yell at
god.
her, saying that she's selfish, leaving me at the shop like that. She doesn't care and picks up the food and shoves it at my face and calls me a prick and leaves the house. I don't know where she is and not sure if I'm the asshole. I love her a lot and I can't let her eat those types of foods as it's bad for her. Am I the asshole? 2 edits upcoming. Edit. She came home after about an hour and said she was sorry and that I'm being overprotective and says that she knows what she's doing and I'm an asshole for not letting her do what she wants. Edit 2. She's got a 10.1 A1C and she's taking metformin every day. The only problem is that according to some people that's too high for metformin and now has me wondering if she was lying to me as she goes to the doctors on her own and doesn't want me to come with her.
Because you're not safe. Because you're not a safe partner. You're not a safe person.
No.
Honestly, this may be a hot take. Everybody sucks here. And I know that's weird. She sucks for how she's treating him. Like, he sucks for how he's treating her, but she sucks for, like, it feels very reactionary. But I would love your take to it before I get into this hot fucking soup that I'm about to fucking sip.
This one's tough for me. Like, as what do I address first? I guess out the gate, this is a really toxic marriage.
Toxic.
Like, honestly, like, divorce at this point, because, like, your wife is not a child.
Yes.
Like, she does have diabetes. You are not wrong for being concerned. But grabbing food out of an adult's hand and throwing it away.
Yes.
Or getting mad and shoving food in your husband's face because you don't like what he's doing. Like, what is this? Like, it's like, I don't even fucking know. I can't even figure out a comparison other than, like, WWE. Like, this is just ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Like, I am not diabetic. My parents are. And I know that diabetes, especially if it's, like, as out of control as an A1C like that would be, it's very hard to avoid sweets. Like, you crave sweets. You crave the foods that you're not supposed to have.
Yes.
Like, I can only imagine how difficult that is.
Yes.
But there's no excuse for how he acted. And, you know, we can all sit and say that she should take better care of herself and she should care about how her diabetes is. Like, diabetes is a really terrible disease. It wreaks havoc on people's bodies, but, like, at the end of the day, it's her body. And she's got to figure out how to care about it when she's ready to.
Yes.
Like, the shame and taking food away is only making it worse.
Yes, you can't force people to care about their health. I feel like it's the same way of, like, you know, when they say, like, you can't love someone into loving you, and you can't love someone into, you know, loving themselves. I think that's a big one. Like, you cannot force someone to care about their health the way you care about their health. It starts with inside of them. And this is a hard one because, like, it's very toxic. The fact that she, like, for me, the reason everybody sucks here is because she, like, shoved the food in his face. Like, and I get it, like, feeling defensive, and, like, they obviously don't have a good communication style. The fact that she couldn't say, like, hey, I really want these gummy bears, knowing that it's gonna spike my blood sugar. But, like, I'm so done with, you know, depriving myself of this. That I just really want these 3 gummies or these, whatever serving size is. Like, there's actually a really great TikToker that he has the monitor on his arm. I love his TikToks, dude. Like, he will eat something and he'll be like, let's see how my blood sugar reacts to this. And I love the logical standpoint of it, of like, hey, like, because he, everyone says like eating, avocado before you eat something that will spike your blood sugar helps you. And he like proved that. He proved that like if you have a healthy fat like avocado with bread, like, avocado toast is really big. And he was like, this actually does work. It doesn't spike my blood sugar because the healthy fat prolongs, the digestion, and it makes it not spike. Whatever. Because I love a good avocado toast. And as someone that my grandmother was type 1 diabetic, and there was never a moment of time where we didn't go in her house and she didn't have cake. Like, she ate the worst, and she lasted till she was 79 years old. So it's like, I understand where this husband's coming from of like, I love my wife and I want my wife to be healthy and eat the things she's supposed to eat. But he's also not the one dealing with the disease. And I don't know if I've, I haven't shared on the podcast, but like, I have 2 parents dealing with cancer, and, I love them so much, but I can't force them to, join a support group, or I can't force them to eat what they're supposed to eat, or to stop smoking cigarettes. Like, even though God knows I've tried, like, you cannot force someone to care about their health. And if he wanted to be a supportive partner for his wife, he would understand that he doesn't have to live in the body of a diabetic. He doesn't have to not have these foods and these restrictions. So to say like, hey, am I the asshole for literally saying like, giving her the hardest time about what she's putting in her body? Like, yeah, bro, you are, because it's her body. And it's right now to her betraying her, and her brain and her body are not in sync right now. And it's freaking sucks. So like, how about you understand that she maybe needs some support of other diabetics and people that understand what she's going through to help her achieve the health that you want her to have. That you're the wrong crowd for this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
anyone who doesn't go through something like that just does not understand the feeling of their body betraying them.
No.
Like,
no.
I know both of us we don't have diabetes, but we have chronic issues, like chronic health issues. And it's like, at least for me, every time I add another one to the roster, it's like, wow, like, none of this shit fucking work. It doesn't work right.
Right.
And there's a lot of feelings that come up with that. Like,
oh,
I also, when you were talking about your own parents, I was thinking about how my dad, he was a tobacco user. He started very, very young. And obviously, anyone who uses tobacco knows that it's not good for them. But, as much as I know that my mom obviously wanted him to be healthy, like, she wasn't taking the pack of, like, Marlboros out of his hand and, like, chucking them in the trash can. Like,
right.
He was a grown at, well, he's still alive. I don't know why I'm speaking in past tense, but like, he had to make the decision when he was ready to.
Right.
Like,
because
that's how this shit goes. Like, it's the same thing as trying to get us to lose weight by shaming us. Like, if that shit worked, we wouldn't be having this podcast right now. We would have slimmed down at like 6 years old.
I'd be so
or whenever
fun.
The fuck.
Yeah. I'd be so fun. I'd be able to shop in the regular size section with all the nice lighting and mannequins. It would be so nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's end it on this last story. I think that you will enjoy it. Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
Okay. Am I the asshole for not having cake for her birthday? Just take a deep breath. Just take a deep breath. Just take a deep breath.
I feel like every story that you've read, I'm just like,
So true. It's so triggering, as is Reddit. Throw away, as I have friends on Reddit. Like, they're not gonna know who you fucking are. Like, people are gonna know. 34 female, which, like, we could talk about toxic fucking females. Anyways, have 2 boys, 10 male and 8 male. And my husband, 40 male, has a daughter from another relationship, just turned 6 years old. 6 years old female. Okay. We are a healthful household. And we teach moderation and controlling how much we take when we have treats. We are also very active and every day strive to get the boys moving. However, daughter from previous marriage is only here 2 weekends a month, and her mother has the exact opposite attitude. In all honesty, that woman's blood type is probably ketchup. I can't. It's so hard to read. Similarly, her daughter is about 20 pounds heavier than a 5-year-old girl is supposed to be. It makes me... Oh no. It makes me sad for this child as her health. So when we get her, I try to teach her about healthy eating and moving around. We have the boys play with her, so she's getting active, and we make a distinction between foods that are healthy and ones that aren't. This is the almond mom from your nightmares. Okay, hold on. When I see one of the kids reaching for a quote unquote treat, food in the pantry, I'll ask, would you like to make a healthier choice? And daughter from previous marriage is really getting it. She's always going for better choices now and is also asking for fruit at home, which is really good. Gwen's birthday ended up falling on one of her weekends with us, and while we were talking about what kind of cake to have, I asked Gwen about the healthier choice. My reasoning is, unfortunately, she's still getting all the garbage at home, and it's just not good for a growing girl. She agreed, and we decided to have some low-fat ice cream so she can still have a sweet treat. It's a brand she loves and asks for every time she's here, so she was completely happy with it. Until the next day, after she went back home, her mom called us furious and she said then when Gwen got home, sorry, I've been trying to like not say the fake name, but when Gwen got home and she asked about her birthday with us and her cake, Gwen started crying because she really did want cake but didn't want to make quote unquote a bad choice. She accused me of fat shaming her and her daughter and that I owe her a cake and a big apology. I'm just looking out for the health of the child in my care. But I never said Gwen couldn't have cake, and she could have had one if she said she wanted one. I suggested sticking to ice cream because I care. Did I go about it in a TA way?
Is that the end of it?
That's the end of this freaking nightmare. Of this almond mom manipulative nightmare.
Yeah. Where's she at? I'm about to pull up.
Where are you? I'm about to slap you with my underbelly. I'm gonna roll up and just you with my underbelly over and over again. I'm gonna tit slap you until you have 2 black eyes. I can't. Hayley, I can't.
Ugh. These, like, these health nut moms really just fucking chat my ass.
Top comment.
Like, there is,
Top comment. Rewarded
Okay.
comment. Sorry, I'm trying to be a Reddit girly. They have two awards. It was You're the Asshole. It was her birthday. Asking her, would you like to make a healthier choice is manipulative. You're telling her she's wrong and choosing what you want to make you happy. You're setting them up for food issues.
Fucking giving them food issues hand over fist.
Hand over fist.
Like, yes. I'm so glad that they caught on to the manipulation.
Yes.
Because she's acting like this was, one, a conversation between equals when one of them is fucking 6 years old.
Right.
And 2, I know damn well that if the 6-year-old was like, I want cake, like a 6-year-old would do, she would just be a difficult child.
Right, of course.
That this woman had to somehow try harder to corral into this boring ass land of conformity and almonds that she has created.
Right.
Like, there's nothing wrong at all with teaching your kid about healthy habits. That's what a parent should do.
Right.
But what a parent should not do is police every single fucking bite that is put into their, like, the kid wants to put in their mouth and be like, do you want to make a healthier choice? Like, no. I picked what I picked.
It is your birthday. Like, for me, like, having to unlearn that there are no bad foods at 31 years old, this child is 6 and is already being perceived as overweight, as unhealthy, and like
already crying over food.
Right. Could you imagine? Like, I can't imagine, because I was this little girl. And how unsafe I felt with the people around me, to the point where I would go to, sorry guys, my nose itches, excuse me. As I pick my big boogie. Could you imagine? Like, I would go to, like, friends' houses, and, like, my grandma's house, and I would binge eat, because I would feel like if I ate the foods I craved, or the foods that my friends were eating, I was letting down my family. I was, my mom, bless her heart, she was, an Atkins mom, and, threw out all the food and stuff like that, like, and I could tell, like, it was coming from a place of, like, I just don't, honestly, the place it was coming from is, I don't want you to get picked on. I don't want you to get picked on. I know that you're going to get picked on because you're fat. And I'm trying to save you from that. I know that from my mom. But, like, so what I would do is I would just, it instantly taught me that, like, she wasn't safe, and that I could go and eat junk food at my friend's house whose parents didn't care what we ate. Or I could go to North Carolina to my grandma's house, who she didn't care what we ate. She was pull up from the flow up. So we ate all the junk food because it was the affordable food. Like,
right.
I could just go there. And I gained weight, and I did it so rapidly because I was eating just the portions that obviously I didn't need, but it was an emotional eating that I was doing. And then I felt like when I was with my mom, I had to eat a certain thing. I had to be a certain person. And that's what this woman's setting up right now for this child. I can't with almond moms. I can't.
I can't either.
You're the asshole.
Like 1,000% the asshole. Like, I wish that she could be removed from impacting the lives of children. Because, like, it's not like her sons would be exempt from any food issues as well.
Oh, absolutely not. It would be anybody.
She's clearly not as pressed about it because she's sexist, too.
Anyways, I'm out of wine, which means it's time to end the episode. Do you have any final thoughts, Hayley?
Don't be the reason that your child needs therapy or eating disorder counseling later in life.
Facts. Boom. There you have it. That's the perfect ending. All right. We will see you next time, guys, on the plus size section. Thank you so much for following us. If you don't already, follow us, please, at the plus size section on TikTok. I think it's just plus size section on Instagram. I'm at Sam Rose Realness. Hayley is at Unapologetically Hayley. Hayley has an herbalism business at Appalachian Solstice. I'm trying to like plug all our socials. We are toying around the idea of a Patreon. We don't think that we're that cool yet, so let us know if we're that cool. But we will see you next week for another fun episode. I'm trying to see what our episode list is so people can get excited. Let me see. What is the episode list as I pull it up? Hayley, what is the next episode that we're going to be filming? I don't think we've decided yet.
Yeah, I genuinely don't know.
Okay, we don't know, but you know
what? Wait.
Okay.
I do know. The Big Girl Bible.
The Big Girl Bible. Join us next week as we talk about the automatic Bible that you get the rules of what you can and can't do as a big girl, a big boy, a big they, them, non-binary, what. So we will see you next week. Thank you for joining us. I am at Sam Rose Realness.
And I'm at Unapologetically Hayley. You know the vibes.
You know the vibes. We'll see you next week. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye, y'all.